Hi again then guys, and welcome to, as you saw from the title and probably the thumb as well, the final video that I'm going to be doing in this little experiment on the channel regarding seeing just how broken YouTube is, and also giving me a little bit of a break from videos as well to let off some steam in effect. Now for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, look back just a couple of days on the channel, you'll see a news video about the Jaguar CX-75 coming to Gran Turismo. Watch that video, that will tell you everything you need to know. Now originally this was going to be 10 videos, 10 days in effect, but 10 videos because I interjected a couple of other ones in there like the Supra review which wasn't part of the experiment, and there's still a lot of confusion from people about my giveaways. Because I did, of course, a $1,000 giveaway to get 1 million views, or the other way around, and then I think yesterday I put out a video where if the video gets 10,000 views, then I will give $10 to a random person in the comments, and then every 10,000 more views that the video gets, I will continue doing the same. So $10 for every 10,000 views to a different winner each time. Those videos, and I cannot stress this enough, were never part of this experiment. I said that in those videos, I said it in other videos, I've said it in this video. People still seem to think that those videos are a joke. They are not. I'm not taking those videos down. Those challenges are still ongoing. And if we do reach those milestones, one of them is a lot easier than the other, then I am giving that money away. That is not part of this experiment. This video is technically only the 5th video in that experiment. And the reason why I'm cutting it short is a couple of reasons. One, 10 was kind of arbitrary in the first place. There was no specific reason why it was going to be 10 videos, it was just a round number. But now that I've got to the 5th one with a couple of other videos in there as well, I've basically worked through the anger that I needed to, and although YouTube is still spiraling downward because of the current crisis and YouTube just isn't getting companies putting ads on videos, and consequently everyone's income is dropping like a stone to the point where I'm actually looking for regular jobs right now. And of course there's nothing wrong with that, but it just means that the channel is not going to have as much content as it did before. And there is no alternative to that unless, 50 people decided to join the Patreon, and that ain't going to happen. So as far as this particular video, there were a couple of different things that I wanted to touch on, and I might even put them in this box over here so that you can jump around the topics. The first one was just that it's not anymore going to be, aka no longer going to be, a 10-day experiment. It's going to be just 5 days, because I've already proven the point. All of these experimental videos, ironically, apart from the videos that are giving away free money, which is kind of telling in a weird kind of way, it's sort of like a tangential realization that I've had amidst this experiment, which was sort of weird. But all 5 of these videos, I mean, this one might not do as well, but the first one certainly did, the second and third did. Even stuff like, the Grand Theft Auto video, which isn't really to do with this channel, it's still got more views than the majority of the stuff that actually is legit on the channel. Like bike reviews, car reviews, tune setups. That's sad, I think, because it proves what I said. It is a broken system, it rewards clickbait, and as much as it's easy to blame YouTube for that, I'm sorry, but I have to blame the viewers too. I know that some of you do watch all of my videos. There is a very specific group of you who I almost know on a first-name basis, but the majority of people don't click on things unless you dress it up for them. And I think that's just a shame, because people clearly aren't here for quality content. They're here for shiny keys to be jangled in their face, and I think that's a shame. But yeah, the experiment has done what it was there to do, so we're now going to be going back to the normal content on the channel. I know many of you, most of you, in fact, will probably be happy to hear that. But what does this mean for the future? If money is dropping, if I'm getting a regular job, potentially, etc., what is this all going to mean? Is the channel dying? Am I going away? No, first of all, the channel is not going away. I'm still going to be technically putting out all of the same content. The only difference that you'll notice is that I'm going to be putting out less of it. So traditionally speaking, I like to do 2 videos a day minimum. Of course, if I do get a job, then by the nature of the amount of time I'll be doing that for, depending on how long the job is, I simply won't have the same amount of time to do videos. I have had a full-time job before, though, while I was still doing this channel, and it was day and night shifts, 12-hour shifts each time, so I still managed to work around that, so I think I'll still be able to work around another job now. The difference is, I'm not committing to 2 videos a day for the moment. Now, I plan to go back to that in future, maybe even as soon as the current lockdown lifts. You know, I'm talking about the worldwide metaphorical lockdown. Because as long as it is locked down, advertisers are not making these videos make any money. YouTube can't really do much about that. And that's, you know, fair enough. It's unfortunate, but it's fair enough. However, my response to that is I'm not going to be putting out quality content if A, it's not making any money at all, because that's literally a waste of content. And more importantly, B, why put out videos for these, for instance, older games that many of us do love, or just lesser, lesser appreciated games, if 90% of the people on the channel aren't going to bother watching it? It's literally a waste of my time, and it's a waste of good content, because I don't want to produce those videos twice. So, you know, I don't do re-uploads of videos unless there's a good reason to. So I don't really want to do that later on. So the best option is, as far as I can see, to wait, put out one video a day instead, and the only exception to that, in fact there will be two exceptions. One exception will be Sundays. As long as I have enough spare time, depending on the job that I get, if I get one, then I will try to still do the photo mode and livery competition on Sundays. That will be subject to my schedule though, so hopefully it will go on. And the biggest piece of advice I can give you guys about that is do not send your photos and liveries in on Sunday morning. A lot of people still do that. There's no reason to wait that long. I look at all of them regardless of when they were sent, so you're actually reducing your chances of getting featured if you send stuff in on Sunday. I'll just say it as it is. You have less of a chance of being featured, because the ones who are there well ahead of time, I can sort through those easily. Now, the second thing is, there will be, and quite often probably will be, an exception when it comes to breaking news, because of course those videos can't be predicted. That's the nature of breaking news. You know, a lot of the news roundup videos that I do, there's something like 100 videos in that playlist now, I think, and most of those, apart from the current experiment, were all legitimate. So, you know, news of a new car coming to Gran Turismo, news of a new track. It could be something from the real world, for instance, some new special car or a speed record being broken. It could be pretty much anything news related. Those videos drop at any time, and that's going to continue. I will still, you know, produce those regardless of the money and regardless of whether or not I've already done a video that day. So generally speaking, what this is going to mean for the schedule on the channel is there'll be one video a day. I'll probably release the videos at something like 3 PM UK time, but again, that could be subject to change depending on if I'm working or not. And it will mean that, for instance, on a Thursday, you'll now just have Unsung Heroes. Or on a Saturday, well, I already did only one video on a Saturday anyway, which is the Beards and Cars podcast. Some of you, I noticed, and this was a little bit disappointing, thought that Beards and Cars had stopped, the podcast. It hasn't stopped. We've done like 130 episodes. It comes out every Saturday. So all you need to do if you've missed those episodes is click on the playlist and catch up. So those are still going. Those are every Saturday. So it'll be that kind of thing. So there'll be Unsung Heroes on one day, Beards and Cars on another day. Then during the week, it could be like, you know, the usual stuff. Could be a Gran Turismo tune, a Forza review, whatever the case may be, in addition to those, you know, here and there news pieces and hopefully both competitions on Sundays. So it's not going to be a huge change for the channel. Plus, for those of you who don't know, I have a second channel as well, which I'm putting a lot more time into now as well, called HSG Unlimited. If you haven't already checked that out, I would recommend doing so. And on that channel, I do basically anything. I recently released my new book on that channel for free. You can listen to it for free. I released some Fallout content for Fallout 4. And I do a ton of movie reviews on that channel as well. And also reactions to full movies. So there's a ton of different content on there. And I would actually recommend checking out that channel if you feel like watching something when you're bored. Because on this channel, you already know what you're going to get. You know, it's car related. Whereas if you want to try something different, then HSG Unlimited, that's the place for that. So check that channel out if you haven't already. It is linked in the description. I'll probably put it, you know, on screen at the end of this video as well. And I think that's about it for what I wanted to mention. So yeah, I'm cutting the experiment short because it's already proved its point. And also, I don't want to make people sick of my news pieces. Because, of course, once we get into legitimate news, some people might actually not click on it if I continue doing this for 10 days. And, of course, I did know that at the start of this experiment, but the point's been proven. So there's no real need to drive it into the ground. And to really cap this video off, again, I cannot stress enough, those giveaways are real. Now, the 10k views one will get there eventually, because I've put it as the video on the homepage of the channel, so, you know, it will get 10,000 views, but it'll take a long time to get there if it's going at the current rate. It's got like 1,000 at the moment. So, yeah, the 1,000,000 views is the one that I really want to do, because of course it's going to help me getting 1,000,000 views. That's so many more eyes on the channel. But more importantly, you could say, it is an opportunity to give away a large amount of money to somebody who's a fan of the channel, or just a visitor, who might really need that extra money right now. And that works, you know, that works with the $10 also, but it's not quite as much, obviously. $10 for free is still better than nothing, but $1,000, you can do quite a lot with that. So it really does depend on you guys sharing and telling people about the video, because if that doesn't happen, nobody's going to win. If you are new to the channel, I would also recommend hitting the notification bell with all notifications turned on, because put simply, it's actually not about the notifications. It's more important than that. If you don't have the bell turned on, the videos don't even show up in your feed on YouTube. So it's actually not about the notifications, it's that YouTube have actually admitted that they do not show subscribers all of the videos unless they say that they want to. Which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but, you know, I've talked about that before. But overall, thanks for your support on the challenge, and of course I will see you tomorrow with a normal video. Back to schedule, and what day is it today? It's Wednesday, so tomorrow will be Unsung Heroes. Back to usual. So I'll see you then, and for now, as always, thanks for watching.